Hello everyone, a very big welcome back to the most Rarest and Forgotten kids shows Easter special. Woo! So I have a question for you. Are you enjoying the Easter holidays? Are you enjoying like a nice break away from everything? Well, I sure am. It's just so nice to be away from dance a little bit. I do have some regret not going like last week because we did have an Easter special dance class, but I decided not to take part in it, and honestly it has been the best decision ever because I just definitely needed some time away, needed some time to reflect on everything that's been going on. And you know, life recently just has been a little bit crazy, which is probably why I haven't been doing these for like the past few months, and it really does suck because I mean, when I first started this I used to do this like every single week, but with life getting in the way of everything, it does seem a little bit impossible. Probably because, you know, I'm more of an outgoing person now. I'm coming more out of my comfort zone. And yeah, I feel like now I'm just enjoying life. But also, I've actually secretly been struggling with what to talk about. What do I want to talk about? Do I want to talk about this one? Talk about that one? But really, the annoying thing is, I keep putting pressure on myself because I don't want to let you people down. I don't want to let myself down. Do you know what? If I ever did this as like a full-time job, I would definitely take it. I really would. Also, I have been having thoughts about, oh, you know, should I maybe like end this sort of thing? Maybe should I go on to like a new chapter? Should I like film something else? Maybe something more exciting? But I absolutely love doing this. I love talking about my shows that I used to watch. And it does show, doesn't it? Just how much telly I used to watch as a child. It's just so unreal. But then again, it's all about reliving those happy memories of our childhood and how I miss it so much. I just wish to God I could just go back and relive it again. So, you know, doing this opportunity has been a massive comfort zone for me, and yeah, everything. So, as it is a very Easter special, I was wondering, should I even like maybe like do an Easter special or should I not? And of course, when I thought about this absolute lovable character, I definitely knew at that point this was definitely the right time to do an Easter talk about this one. So let's not waste any more time and see what show we're talking about today.
Miffy, run with her friends, she's having fun. Snuffy, grunty, Forest Bear, Poppy Pig is also there, and all together, what a day! Let's go out and play. A sweet little bunny, a smart little bunny, a cute little bunny.
Oh, it's the adorable Miffy and friends. Oh, I absolutely adored Miffy the bunny rabbit. Oh my God, what a beautiful and charming little bunny she is. Oh, I remember years and years ago when I was a little girl, I remember having this tiny little robotic toy, obviously as a little bunny. If I actually can find it, I'll definitely like post it on the screen as soon as I say so. And apparently it was a little robotic toy and it would move around a little bit, but it would only move with like her foot, and she looked exactly like Miffy, and that's what I decided to call that little robotic rabbit, Miffy. And she would make them like these really crazy like random noises and random like move around with her foot and everything. And if you like pressed the bottom of like, actually no, the top of her head and hold it for about 5 seconds, then she'll do a random theme song and be like da 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 da, and then she'll probably start crying. So yeah, that is a very good memory, very, very good memory. So Miffy and Friends is all about the adorable little character Miffy, who lives in a home with Mother Bunny and Father Bunny. Aww. Also, a little fun fact about Miffy is that Miffy was actually first shown as a picture book, and it was actually like written, I'm pretty sure he illustrated it as well, but it was by a Dutchman named Dick Brunner. And of course, the first picture book first came out way back in 1955. Gosh, how it take them this long to make it into an animated series. Unbelievable. So let's go ahead and talk about one of my favouriteest episodes of Miffy. Now, just before I do actually remember like quite a few bits of my childhood that's associated with Miffy, but one in particular I will never forget was another one when there would be times when I would probably like be off from school due to like illness or probably like some other unknown reason, or some of the time I would not just go in, maybe like I would come home early again for unknown reason, or some other reasons that I just can't even remember. And sometimes, like, if I ever turn on the TV, the first thing I would see was the adorable Miffy. And oh my God, what a great way just to see that little character on TV. So one of my very first episodes, well, obviously not my first episode, my favourite episode has got to be the one where Miffy is at bunny school. You're not going to believe this, but when I first watched that, I was so surprised because Miffy has lots of different friends. Of course, you know, you've got Boris and Barbara, they're twins. You've got Poppy, you've got her niece, Grunty, I think her name is. And of course, like some other random characters. But one thing I was really confused about is that when like she goes to school, this is what I saw. Let's have a look at it.
Miffy's school teacher was a very nice bunny, and all the children loved her.
Oh, a whole load of little bunnies in a schoolroom, and her teacher was a bunny rabbit too. Oh, but what about her other friends? I mean, do they go to a different animal school? So, on this episode, it is the teacher's birthday. Ooh. And because Miffy and her classmates in the school love her so much, and of course, she's one of the most nicest teachers in the whole entire of Miffy show, or like the school, they decide to give her a nice little birthday surprise. So, as they go out for break, they all gather around and wonder what they should do. And of course, one of them has a brilliant idea. Let's have a look at it.
I think she would like a big ice cream better, said Aggie. Food is a good idea, said Miffy. I think our teacher likes good food. Why don't we make a classroom restaurant for her? Yes, said Melanie. Some of us can be the cooks, and some of us can be the waiters. What?
Ooh, a restaurant for the teacher, just for her? Wow, surely. But is that even allowed to do? Because when I was in school, we were never allowed to do something like that. Jeez, man. But did it go well?
The little bunnies were giggling and whispering together. Their teacher wondered what was happening in her classroom. Then, all the little bunnies began to sing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear teacher. Happy birthday to you. The teacher was so surprised. How nice of you all to remember, she said. She was very happy. We have a special surprise for you, said Melanie. Yes, we are going to make a birthday restaurant dinner for you, right here in our classroom, said Miffy. So they put a beautiful tablecloth on the teacher's desk, and a candlestick, and a menu card. The decorated dishes, a glass for water, and a knife, a fork, and a spoon. Thank you, children, said their teacher.
Oh, I love the bit when the classmates are all like giggling and they're all like whispering, and the teacher is like really confused, and all of a sudden they sing the birthday song. Oh, so shortly after the birthday song, all of like Miffy and her friends in the classroom, they all like give her like a nice soup. They make her sit down and pretend to be the waiters and the waitresses, and of course they give her such a lovely birthday meal. Let's have a look at it.
She looked lovingly at all her students, but she felt a little sad.
Oh no, Why is the teacher sad? It's her birthday. She should be happy with everyone there.
All of her pupils were standing there to watch her eat. So she said, I think I would enjoy this even more if all you cooks and waiters joined in. Why don't you push all your desks together and then we can all sit down at the same table? I think there's enough of this lovely carrot soup for us all. The teacher got some bowls and spoons from the school kitchen, and she and all the little bunnies enjoyed the wonderful meal. There was enough delicious carrot soup for everyone.
Oh, that's so kind of the teacher. Inviting all of Miffy and her friends, of course, you know, the waiters and like the waitresses, to come and join her and have bowls of soup for everyone. Oh, talking of nice teachers, I remember having this wonderful teacher way back in year 5. Her name was Miss Weir, and I would love to see if she's got Facebook or not, or maybe like TikTok or something. I honestly don't know, but I really do wish her all the best, because apparently she was definitely one of the most nicest and amazing teachers I've ever had in my whole entire life. Yeah. And anyway, so she had a friend named Ruth, and it was her birthday, but unfortunately she was in like hospital. I think she had like a hospital appointment, or she just wasn't feeling well, and yeah, she had to go to hospital. So my teacher, obviously Miss Weir, being such a very lovely teacher, she decided, like, she like sat us all down and said to us that she's going to call up her friend Ruth, and we all have to sing the birthday song. So just before like we got out for a break, we all like gathered around the table, and Miss Weir got out her mobile phone. It wasn't an iPhone. This was like way back in 2005. How sad of me to say that was a very long time ago. Oh my God, like nearly 20 years. Yeah, 20 years. Ah! So yeah, Miss Weir got out her phone and called up her friend, but unfortunately we could not get through to her friend, so we had to leave a message. And as soon as Miss Weir showed off her phone to all of us, we all sang the birthday song. And honestly, Miss Weir was so happy with that. And do you know what? I don't know why, but that really did unlock that hidden memory. So yeah, and honestly, like the good memories I had with her, she was definitely my Miss Honey. Absolutely fantastic. And if you ask me what was it like on the last day of school when we had her, oh my gosh, she was really crying. And yeah, I could never understand why, because you know we will still see her, but yeah, it's sad. But you know, she was amazing, and yeah, I wish her all the best. Another one of my favourite episodes that I remember so well, but still to this day makes me feel very, very sad. Now on this episode, we see Miffy not feeling very well. Aww. So at the beginning of that episode, we see Mother Bunny calling for Miffy, but she is not answering. Let's have a look at it.
Time to get up. The sun is shining. But Miffy didn't get up. Her mother called again. Miffy, it's time to get up.
Yeah, come on, Miffy. It's a very nice day outside. We can play all day long. What on earth are you doing in there? Are you still asleep? Because bunnies love to sleep.
Bunny went into Miffy's room and saw straight away that Miffy did not look at all well. She felt Miffy's forehead. I think you have a fever, Miffy. I must take your temperature.
Aww. I got to admit, when I remember, I'm pretty sure I was off school that day when I saw that. I think I probably felt a bit unwell as well, or maybe it was just for another unknown reason that I can't seem to remember. But I do remember that one time when Mother Bunny came to Miffy's room and saw that she was not looking well. And honestly, the sad look on Miffy's face, oh my God, that really did break my heart. I know it sounds a bit sad, but You know when like you watch your favourite TV show and the last thing like you want them to see is upset or angry or not feeling well? That is sad. So Mother Bunny, being the most loveliest mother of all, she takes up Miffy's temperature, and of course it's actually not great. She might have a fever, and because she has a high temperature she must stay in bed, and of course it does seem like she has a fever. But then again, she has a few other symptoms, so let's have a look at it.
Oh dear, Miffy, you do have a fever, Miffy said. Oh, Mother, I feel hot and cold all at the same time. Yes, said her mother, that is a sign of having the flu. I'll bring you an extra blanket and some water.
Aw, Miffy has the flu. I hate the flu. It really does make you go, oh, like you just don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to go about doing your day. And yeah, I hate the flu. It's absolutely awful. And what makes it even more sad for me is that if I ever get the flu or the cold, I get really bad anxiety. And yeah, for that, I will forever blame COVID. As it is a very nice day, one of Miffy's friends appears, but unfortunately, they can't go out to play. So, who is first to knock on the door?
It was Miffy's friend, Aggie.
Aw, it's Miffy's friend Aggie. Hello, Aggie. How are you? Aw, I absolutely love Aggie. I would say she's definitely one of Miffy's very best friends. So unfortunately, Aggie can't go out to play because, you know, Miffy is still not feeling well. But what makes me so sad is like when Mother Bunny closes the door, you see Aggie walking away very sadly. Let's have a look at it.
Then
Oh, see, this is again what makes me feel so sad. Like these bunnies, like who are so cute, and you see them like walking away with their heads down. They're like, yeah. And then Miffy gets another special visitor, but who could that be?
Mother Bunny opened the door, and there stood Boris and Barbara Bear. They also wanted to visit Miffy.
Oh, Boris and Barbara. Oh, how are you? But unfortunately, again, Miffy still can't come out to play. Oh dear. I wonder how Miffy is now.
Mother peeked into Miffy's room again and saw that she was still sleeping.
Oh, Miffy is still sleeping? Shh. With Aggie, Boris and Barbara feeling very, very sorry for Miffy being unwell, they all come back with a very special surprise. Let's have a look at it.
Why have you come back again? We've brought Miffy some presents, they all said together. We want to make her feel better. We've brought some fruit, some apples, some grapes, and some oranges. Thank you, said Mother Bunny. The fruit will be good for her. I'll take it to her straight away. Mother Bunny brought the fruit to Miffy, who was happy to have such thoughtful friends. She ate the apple first. It was delicious, and Miffy thought she was feeling better already.
Oh, how kind of Miffy's friends to give her like a nice apple and some grapes and lovely other presents just to make her feel better. Oh, that also unlocks this other hidden memory. I do remember feeling so unwell at one point. This was like way back in my early years, and I remember just lying on the sofa, not feeling myself. I was constantly like crying. I was like, I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was just so unwell, and I was just like kicking and screaming, and I was like crying. And the adorable thing that happened was that I had the neighbours in this home, oh my God, I had like so many visitors coming round. I think they were more interested in like checking on my mum just to see like how she was doing. And yeah, and I had like the loveliest neighbours coming to see how I was doing, how they were trying to make me feel better, but I was just not having it. But you know what? As of now, I really do thank them people just for spending their time just to come out, check on my mom, see how she was doing, obviously coping with me. Yeah. Which is very, very sad. But you know what? It just shows just how lucky we seriously were back in the day, because I feel like now it's complicated. So with Miffy's friends giving us some lovely presents, she eventually wakes up and has a lovely apple. And do you know what? It makes her feel so much better. So when the next morning arrives, let's see how she feels.
Morning, she felt much better. And soon was outside, playing happily with her friends.
Oh, that's good. Miffy is so much better and is happily playing along with her friends again. What a lovely ending. As I was nicely watching Miffy and Friends, I made a bit of a crazy discovery. Now, I always as I said to you earlier on in this video, I actually wondered how in the world did Miffy book came onto TV many years later. Well, believe it or not, I actually just spotted a very classic animated series, obviously about Miffy, but not just about Miffy, but with other different types of characters. Now, one character in particular I absolutely adore is called Snuffy. Now, I randomly watched an episode about Snuffy, and this classic episode I'm about to show you is the one where Miffy's Auntie Alice, not my Auntie Alice, because I do actually have an auntie called Alice, but yeah, I haven't seen her in years. Anyway, so yeah, when Auntie Alice's house is on fire. Oh no! How will Snuffy get out of this one? Let's have a look at it.
Black smoke was pouring out of the window of a yellow house with a red roof. Snuffy was very worried. What can I do, she thought. I must get help quickly. She ran to the fire station. She thumped on the door with her front paws. What's the matter, Snuffy? Asked the friendly fireman. The yellow house is on fire. Follow me, said Snuffy. In no time at all, the fire engine was on its way. There was a huge cloud of black smoke over the yellow house. Hurry, hurry, cried Snuffy.
Go, little Snuffy! Go, go, go! Save it! Save it! The house from burning down! Yay!
Leave it to us, said the fireman.
All right, Officer Firefighter, you do your job.
Quickly, they rolled out the hose and turned on the water. Splish, splash, splish. But the fire was out.
Hooray! And the house was completely saved. I have one very strange question about that animation. This animation looks like it was created way back in the 70s. But one thing I can never understand is why are the firefighters pulling their hose out, but they're not looking at the house, they're just looking at the screen. They're like... And another very strange question, where on earth was Auntie Alice when the house was on fire? I guess we will never know. But all in all, Snuffy saved the day. Yay! I highly recommend giving them classic shows a watch. Another one of my favourite moments of Miffy and Friends is when Miffy decides to have her room painted. Ooh, I miss not having my room painted. I mean, I've still got a load of pink on the wall, and you know what? Talking of pink, when we was all in lockdown and when I did my online dance classes, I remember doing the Club 60, which is the class that I usually help out with, and everyone kept saying to me like, oh, it's Emily in the pink bedroom. And I think everyone was so fascinated by how pink the bedroom was, and yeah, and we all like laughed at it. I mean, it wasn't just Club 60, but it was all like the other dances that I did as well in the bedroom. And I have to admit, thinking back to it now, it's quite unreal how we was all in lockdown and how scared we was and how everything is like normal again. It feels weird, doesn't it? But yeah, anyway, the problem with Miffy is that she doesn't know which type of colour she would like in her bedroom. So I think it's up to me to give her a hand. So Miffy, how about, I've got an idea. Why don't you paint your bedroom blue to match your dress?
If it were blue, it might seem like it's always nighttime, she said.
Oh, that does seem like a good point. Blue can be a little bit too dark and make it seem like nighttime. But then again, we could be sleeping all day and all night. That would be nice. But how about, red? Would you like to go with red?
If it were red, it might look too hot.
Yeah, you could be right, Miffy. I'm getting hot just by looking at it. Crazy. How about green? That's a very nice colour. Might remind you of nature.
If it were green, it might look like my room was outside in the garden.
Fair enough. Well, how about white to match your colour?
If it were white, it would be the same colour as me, and I might feel lost inside it.
That is very true. And do you know what? Looking at that, it does seem very empty. More like you'll have nothing left. Well, I can't think of anything, Miffy. How about you think of an idea? What colour will come to your mind?
If my room were yellow like that tulip, it would be sunny and bright. I would like my room to be yellow.
Oh, yellow. Nice, Miffy. I don't really like yellow. I've hated yellow since the day I was born. But let's not tell Miffy that. So, with the help of Miffy's father, they get to work, and the way I see Father Bunny and Miffy painting the wall is just so adorable. Let's have a little look at it.
Is set to work. Miffy, said Father Bunny, try to paint up and down in the same direction. Like this. Miffy learnt very quickly. Miffy felt happy too. Her room felt fresh, bright and clean. It's a nice feeling, she said, to have a freshly painted room, and that I helped to do it.
Oh, Miffy. Yes, I'm so grateful for you too. But you are a bit of a mess. Well, that is officially the end of the Easter video, and I really do hope that you had a very good time. But for now, it's time for me to go because it is time for the Easter egg hunt. Ooh. And I'm pretty sure I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. It's not childish, it's traditional. And what better way to do it with a nice family? Oh. But in the meantime, I hope you had an amazing Easter, and I will see you guys very, very soon. I ain't making any promises just yet because where life has been crazy, and of course I have been more of an outgoing person, and yeah, but and with everything happening, I will be going away again next month on like the 3rd of May when I will be seeing the movie Wicked again, but that means I will be staying in a hotel for the very first time in years. So hopefully I will do a video blog about that and just see where we go from there. So in the meantime, hopefully see you guys a lot sooner, and have a lovely time. Okay, bye.